You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off. Good luck not getting killed.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to New Smyrna Speedway. Round number 4 of the Carolina Simworks TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series taking to the racetrack. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. Coming up tonight, round number 4 of the series. Jason Owens with 3 wins to kick off the season. James Curtis picking up the win 1 week ago. Practice ongoing here. 50 minutes of racing action coming up tonight. Let's give you the best lap times. Jason Owens is going to be your quick timer. 17.18 seconds the last lap time. How about 16.28 seconds for the quick lap time for Jason Owens. 16.29 for James Curtis. Corey Cleary, West Shire, Kevin Smalley, going to be your top 5. 13 cars taking time in practice. 16 look to be the grid here this evening as qualifications will get underway. We'll get qualifying mode turned on for you here, and you'll get to see everybody as they come out onto the racetrack.
Let's pick up the car of Bill Walker as he's making his way through turns 3 and 4. You'll see the names come up on the bottom of your screen. Green means it's a personal best. Purple means fastest overall. Pick up Jason Owens here as he makes his way down the back straightaway. He was purple sectors 1 and 2. Quick time, 16.38 seconds. Oh, and he's going to spin it off at turn 4 on lap number 2. Style points early on in the broadcast here for Jason Owens. James Curtis coming around to complete his second lap. A little bit slower there. Let's grab the Homestead Coffee Roasters. Number 16 of West Shire, way up around the outside, trying to get as much heat as possible into those Cooper tires. We're hearing a lot of different things from the drivers. In fact, let's tell you a little bit here. Oh, as Shire wads it up off of turn 4, slides the entire length of the front stretch on his lid. Tell you a little bit about not just the series, but also the racing action that's going to be coming up here tonight. New Smyrna Speedway, New Smyrna Beach, Florida, just under half a mile in length. Variable banking from 18 to 20 degrees. Originally opened in 1967. This is round number 4 of the championship for the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series. 50 minutes is the race distance. Not done by laps, but by time. Cautions are handled by the iRacing service. Restarts are single file. Lap cars head to the back of the pack. Here's where things start to get pretty interesting here. The fuel window is anywhere from 85 to 100 laps. Where that makes a difference here is that third line down, tire wear could be fairly moderate tonight. This race is going to be very, very interesting from the perspective of how the drivers are going to handle what pit stops get made and how. We're hearing everything from dirty air is going to be the biggest potential impact on the cars tonight. Fuel saving is going to be absolutely critical here. You could potentially stretch this in to a one-stop race. 1 week ago, it was expected to be one stop plus a splash. That may not be the case this week. Anticipating a full stop, but we'll have to see how that plays out. And tire wear could be equally as critical here. Tell you a little bit about the race cars here as we get ready for qualifications to conclude. Manufactured by Tatus, they're powered by a Mazda Design 2-liter engine making 275 horsepower. Wheelbase 2,750 millimeters, 500 kilograms the weight on this one. These are true Formula spec cars here, but one of the best oval cars on the entire iRacing service. Waiting for Gary DeMoss and Ben Carswell to make their qualification attempts, and they may not get to make it. Pick up James Watson, who's still out on the racetrack here. But yeah, qualifications have concluded here for tonight's race. As we wait for everybody to get out here on the grid, let's get you the starting lineup for tonight's 50-minute feature event. Jason Owens and James Curtis will make up the front row. No real surprises there. Simon Fell, Corey Cleary in row number 2. Kevin Smalley and Timothy Watson in row number 3. Mike Barry, Rick Cleary will occupy row number 4, while Cullen Johnston and Jake Boreri will take up row number 5. Bill Walker, Matt Galida in row number 6. James Watson, Wes Shire in row 7. Row number 8 will have Gary DeMoss and Ben Carswell. Waiting for the cars of Watson, DeMoss, and Carswell to take their positions on the grid. Let's see if we can't get a word here with Jason Owens as he's on the grid and ready to roll here. And Jason, no surprise to see you and James Curtis up front here, but it sounds like strategy and tire management may be a lot more important tonight than in weeks past.
Maybe of any race we've had so far in TNT either season. Track's really abrasive. You know, it's down here in Daytona. It's got a really sandy substrate makes up the track, so it really chews up the right front even more than USA International did last week. And tire management and fuel management are going to be key here. We got a little bit smaller field, so we might have as many cautions.
I was going to say, does that kind of throw the planning up in the air in a big way when you maybe anticipate 3 or 4 cautions and now you might not see it in the next 50 minutes?
Maybe, but I was figuring I'm going to have one stop in the middle 10 minutes of the race for fuel and tires, no matter what. So this kind of just may push it a little bit later or a little bit earlier. You know, with a little bit of fuel save, you can easily make it on one stop full green. So we don't quite have the fuel strategies may not be as divergent as last week.
All right, Jason. Well, good luck this evening here. And fields making their way off at turn number 4. Pace car will pull in. Green flag goes in the air. Oh, what a good start for Owens. He really brought the field down slow. Going to be 3 wide back in the pack. Kevin Smalley to the inside. Mike Barry, Corey Cleary, they get that settled down in a hurry. That's an absolute must. You're in trouble for essentially Mike Barry just before the start of the race here. They really got everybody bottled up. Side-by-side duel for the race lead off at 2. Curtis to the inside. Owens to the outside. Oh, Curtis caught the inside. Big wreck back in the pack. Caution flag is out. We've junked the field. Drivers meeting turn 4. Wow, that completely unexpected, and that changes this race in more ways than one. Drivers do not have a quick repair. No backup cars available here. Here's the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Down the back straightaway, keep your eye on James Curtis to the inside. Just got onto the apron. It bottled up Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley, everybody behind him. Nowhere for the rest of the field to go. Wow, let's get you the look here from Cullen Johnston. A little bit further back in the pack. Trying to get the car fired up, but it's just not going to happen. Take a look here. Let's pick this replay up from Wes Shire's point of view. Shire almost coming to a complete stop. Go on board here with Mac Galida. I mean, just nowhere for these guys to go. Galida goes up and over Mike Barry's machine. 2 minutes in, and we have carnage here in the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series. Let's reset the field as we come back to green. Jason Owens, Kevin Smalley, Corey Cleary, Wes Shire, Timothy Watson, Bill Walker, Jake Guerreri, Rick Cleary. The 8 cars that did not encounter an issue in that lap 2 incident. Simon Fell, Mike Barry, Mac Galida, James Watson, James Curtis, Cullen Johnston, all on the pit road, all going to have extended pit stop durations. See, the comment from Chad Irvine in the booth is Jason Owens almost lost it off at turn number 4. Rip everyone? Yeah, pretty much. It was like the incident when Tony Stewart wrecked at Talladega. The spotters calling Matt Kenseth to the win. He says, they're wrecking behind you, they're wrecking behind you. Kenseth keys up the mic and says, who wrecked? Everybody. That's what we saw in turn number 4. Now the strategy games are potentially out the window. Seeing Timothy Watson on pit lane, he was able to drive the car back during the caution, but obviously not enjoying how that car was driving, so he has to come pit side, and he's going to be down and away 35.2 seconds. With the nature of how this race was going to be potentially only needing a splash of fuel, we could have Timothy Watson in a pretty decent position here. Wes Shire just set the fastest lap in the race. That Homestead Coffee Roasters number 16 machine looked absolutely spectacular to turn number 3 here at the new Smyrna Speedway. 5 minutes into this 50-minute race. We were anticipating less carnage, at least according to Jason Owens. We'll put the commentator's curse on him because we got it early here. Turn number 4. Top 3 breaking away from Corey Cleary. Another couple of seconds back to Jake Guerreri running in the 5th position. You wonder if the 311 machine, I mean, he did get some damage in that incident, but could he be in a bit of a fuel save mode here at this point now? Rick Cleary just behind him in the number 25, making his way down the back straightaway. Starting to see some of these drivers make their way back out onto the racetrack that had damage in that early incident. Timothy Watson back on the racetrack, as is James Watson, Mac Galida, Simon Fell. Mike Barry, we are seeing as nowhere to be found, so his night may be over. James Curtis and Cullen Johnston both on the pits still as well. Over 5 minutes of pit time here is race leader Jason Owens pretty rapidly catching up to James Watson down the back straightaway. Watson almost getting it into the outside retaining wall. We've got to fight for the lead here. Kevin Smalley looking inside of Jason Owens through turns 1 and 2. Looks like Smalley's going to complete the pass. 7 minutes in, new race leader, Kevin Smalley. falling back just a little bit here into the clutches of Wes Shire. Shire still has the best lap of the race at a 16:36, but they're now turning laps at 16:6, 16:7. Already about a 4/10 of a second drop off here in just the first 6 or 7 minutes. The heat cycle's not helping things, that is for sure. Corey Cleary joining back into the party here as well. Starting to make his presence felt just a little bit. Shire stays on the rear wing of Owens through turns 1 and 2. Smalley starting to check out just a little bit here at the front of the field. One of the reports that we got from the drivers in the pre-race was that you could be fuel saving and still keep the cars at bay behind you. Really back the pace of the race up. And even to the point that if you wanted to defend from being lapped, that could even be a possibility as well. Now, see here, trouble for Cullen Johnston on the racetrack. Let's get you a Hot Shoe Race for instant replay here. See what happened to Cullen. Just a little self-spin off turn number 4. He brings it to a stop, takes the tow back into the pit area. On board here with Jason Owens, give you a little bit of a look here, and you can see the concentration in his eyes, checking the mirrors, checking the relative to see where everybody else is back behind him. Really hearing a lot of slip in the tires. These guys are going to be hurting for a pit stop here before too long as we approach the 11-minute mark. A lot of time left to go here in round 4 of the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series, presented by Carolina Simware. Shire thought about looking inside. He's going to poke the nose there. At least give Owens a bit of something to think about here. Comment from Chad Irvine. Jason looks angry. Angry, focus, maybe a little bit of each, but I'll tell you what, he's probably not real happy with how that car's handling. Given the lap times that Kevin Smalley's turning in and able to open up the gap here up to about 0.8 of a second as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. Just coming around 6th place, Rick Cleary to put him a lap down. Only 5 cars remain on the lead lap now. Let's give you the full field rundown. Kevin Smalley, your race leader, up 4 spots to drop the green flag. No idea how he was able to avoid that early incident with James Curtis getting spun around to the inside that has absolutely changed the entire complexion of this race. Jason Owens running in the second position. He's down one car on pole. Losing a little bit of time here to Smalley, but again, this could be tire and fuel saving. Big move of the race belongs to Wes Shire. He's up 11 spots for the drop of the green flag tonight, thanks in large part to the absolute train wreck that happened in front of him. Starting to work around lap traffic. Smalley held up there just a little bit by the 5 of Mac Delida. It's going to close them right back in here at the front of the field. Fourth place, Corey Cleary having a fantastic run. Qualified fourth, runs in the fourth position. He benefited from being on the outside lane when that mess happened, but now having the dueling lap cars ahead of him really going to hold up his progress here. Lida gets down to the inside and out of the way. Same is not true for 8th place running. Timothy Watson in the Alpine colors just ahead of Corey Cleary. Running in 5th is Jake Ferrari in the 311 machine. May have some damage from that lap 1 incident. He did stop at lap number 3, 12.77 seconds. The first car amongst the leaders who have come in for fuel and tires. Rick Cleary running 1 lap down to the race leaders in the 6th position. Up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race. Bill Walker in the 19. Timothy Watson comes just to his inside. Walker up 4 spots from the drop of the green flag. Timothy Watson runs in the 8th position. You just saw him battling with Mac Delida. He has 10 laps ahead of James Watson, who's running in the 9th position. Actually, could end up being a 3-car battle here with Simon Fell and Mac Delida. Fell was the first car to make contact with James Curtis. There's Mac Delida, who we saw just getting out of the way just a little bit ago. This is your Big Smooth Move of the Race award recipient tonight, Mr. James Curtis. Just touched a couple of wheels down onto the apron. Basically, first couple of corners of the race. Wiped out a large chunk of the field who really had nowhere to go. Curtis will be the last car running in tonight's race. Cullen Johnston and Mike Barry already out of the race. Gary DeMoss and Ben Carswell are a did not start. Kevin Smalley holds on to the race lead, but it's going to be only about 4/10 of a second back to Jason Owen and Wes Shire. Owens looks inside, but not quite close enough yet to attempt to pass. Top 4 still holding in tight to each other. They're catching up here on James Curtis. A little bit of a tag slapper there out of West Shire down the straightaway. On board here with race leader Kevin Smalley. Get a look here at the New Smyrna Speedway from the gyro cam. You can see how high banked this place is. It plays host to the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing every February, coinciding with the Speed Week's festivities at the nearby Daytona Beach International Speedway. At one time, this was actually named Daytona Raceway. To avoid any confusion with the big track, they changed the name to New Smyrna. You can see the benefit of fresher tires here as Timothy Watson, who is lap down, multiple laps down, in fact. Able to keep up here with the race leaders. Smalley doing a fantastic job of basically holding everybody up. This could be a little bit of that fuel conservation and behind you that we talked about a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Owens trying to get around to the outside. He's just not quite close enough. But Shire going to look to the inside of Jason Owens. He's not close enough to attempt to pass. Owens trying to force Smalley into a mistake. I don't know that you're going to see it out of Kevin Smalley, one of the most cerebral drivers in the series. Smalley up the racetrack in 3 and 4. That almost looked like a gimme. Go ahead, try and take it. Just nothing there. Shire almost gets into the back of Owens in turns 1 and 2. It's going to open the door for Corey Cleary to look outside. Excuse me, that was Timothy Watson to look outside of West Shire. So far, only 5 cars remain on the lead lap. Not even at the halfway point here yet. Still about a third of a track to go for the race leaders to catch up to 5th place running Jake Ferrari. Trouble on the racetrack for Matt Galida. Let's get the hot race square instant replay. See what happened to the number 5 machine. There's a little bit of a disappearing act. We come back to live racing action, and this battle is still raging at the front of the field, catching into lap traffic here. Again, Owens looks to the inside, just not able to make the move. Back behind us a little bit. That brings West Shire up to his outside. Shire completes the pass off of turn number 4. Good run for West Shire continues. Up into the 2nd position. Now Owens going to have to fight with Timothy Watson here. Watson 3 laps down to the race leaders. The issue is without the lucky dogs and all the kind of freebies that you get, you really have to fight to race your way back onto the lead lap. Let's pick up Corey Cleary. He's on pit road making his stop. 20 minutes, 40 seconds into the race. 7.37 seconds. He's down and away. So pitting out of the 4th position is Corey Cleary. Race leaders have already come past to put him a lap down. How about this fight for the race lead now between Kevin Smalley and West Shire? Jason Owens falling back. Timothy Watson able to get around Owens. Maybe a little bit of discretion, the better part of valor there, not wanting to fight a lap car. Corey Cleary tries the undercut strategy. Race leaders getting up on Simon Hill. 256 machine a lap down here. At least another lap down. Hill currently running in the 10th position. Show you the intervals here. Timothy Watson, the first car, 1 lap down. Excuse me, yeah, Rick Cleary, the first car, 1 lap down. Corey Cleary, also a lap down. Timothy Watson, Bill Walker, 3 laps down apiece. James Watson down 13. Simon Fell, Matt Galida down 14. James Curtis, 20 laps in arrears to the race leaders. It's a heck of a fight at the front of the field here, though. Continuing. Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley. James Watson playing the role of the gentleman this evening, clearing himself out of the way. Jason Owens still about 1 1/4 seconds back here of this lead duo. Owens not really recovering yet from the fight with Timothy Watson. Now coming around, Jake Guerreri. That is the 4th place running car that has now gone a lap down. Just absolutely torrid pace being set by the race leaders. You wonder if it isn't a smart play here for Jason Owens to make the pit stop, try to get out of lap traffic. Try to get some clean air, fresh tires, set off some blistering lap times, as he's now 2 seconds back of the race leader. Kevin Smalley continuing this fight with Wes Shire for the race lead. Corey Cleary coming around Rick Cleary for the 5th position. That's the other fight for position on track, and really wasn't much of a fight at all here. Nothing like what we're seeing out of the leaders. Timothy Watson doing his best to play the role of spoiler a little bit here. "25 minutes down, 25 minutes to go." Take a look here at the onboards from Jason Owens' machine. Here comes Jason Owens to pit road this time. We'll stay on the onboard here. Owens down pit road. He will make his stop. 25 minutes, 38 seconds on the scoreboard. At number 87, Extra Life, Riley Children's Foundation machine hits the marks absolutely perfect. Imaginary air jacks go up. He's down and away. 4 new Cooper tires. Full load of fuel, 6.85 seconds on the stop for Jason Owens. Lap traffic really holding him up. Kind of makes sense to go after the pit stop here is Smalley and Shire. Just absolutely hounding one another since they claimed the race lead. Now the undercut strategy is on for Jason Owens. He's going to have only 8th place running Bill Walker ahead of him, and that's a pretty sizable gap in that position, at least track position. Owens really should be able to click off some flyers. Here comes Kevin Smalley onto the pit road, this time 26 and 54. As Smalley heads down the pit road, that'll give the lead to Wes Shire. We'll see where the stops shake out. Smalley hits the marks, cars up in the air. 4 Cooper tires, full load of Speedway Racing fuel. He's down and away, 6.72 seconds. Wes Shire now on the pit road. His spot right about the midpoint of the racetrack because of how far back he qualified. That Homestead Coffee machine down and away 7.18 seconds on the stop for West Shire. Here comes Smalley around to the outside. He'll claim the race lead, and these two will go right back to the fight. Smalley going to have a little bit more temperature in the tires, so you expect to see him maybe open up a little bit of a gap. Not much. The big story here, Jason Owens, 6.5 seconds back of the race leaders. Race leaders off at turn 2. Jason Owens just coming past the start and finish line. Timothy Watson, James Watson, Simon Bell, all in the pit area. Race leaders should be good to go on fuel here at this point. Exactly what Smalley and Shire wanted to see was Timothy Watson coming back out onto the racetrack just behind that lead duo. We haven't done this one yet for you here tonight. We'll hold on to the race leader here, but give you folks at home a chance to crank it up. Smalley owning a half-second lead over West Shire as we hit 30 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. Here in the Carolina Simworks TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series. That is an absolute mouthful every time we have to say it. Catching up to Mac Kalida. That's going to let West Shire make the big run into turn number 3. Smalley opens the gap back up, but something tells me this is going to stay tight here for the next 20 minutes or so until we get to the checkered flag. Rick Cleary back on the pit road. He's in his box. Down and away, 8.13 seconds on to stop the 25 of Rick Cleary running in the 6th position. Only 4 cars remain on the lead lap, and it's about half a racetrack separating first and second from that 4th place running Corey Cleary. Shire's caught right back up onto Smalley. Since that early crash in tonight's race, coming on lap number 2, we have run clean and green. That caution was 3.5 minutes into the session. And that includes the grid time. the race starts to work down through its latter stages. Let's give you the rundown and go through the field here. There's Kevin Smalley, your race leader. That orange and silver machine, orange and gray machine. 47 making his way down the back straightaway. Smalley up 4 spots from the drop of the green flag. Oh, man, 3 wide. One car coming into the pit lane. That is Timothy Watson fighting Wes Shire for position. Well, track position anyway. Watson 3 laps down to the race leaders. Has to be a little bit frustrating for the race leaders to have the lap car trying to chase you down like that, but that's the way you have to get your laps made up here in the PM-18 All-Oval Series. Has to be done organically on the racetrack. As Wes Shire looks for the race lead, he may have found something on the outside of the racetrack. Oh man, he and Smalley almost get together. Same with Watson on corner entry. A lot of lap traffic coming up here for the race leaders to negotiate. They come around James Curtis. Once again, Timothy Watson really dives it into the corner deep under Wes Shire. Coming up on Jake Guerreri to put him another lap down. Guerreri running in the 5th position. Able to clear the 311 machine easily, as does Timothy Watson. Shire just covers off the inside lane halfway down the back straightaway. A bit of a pre-pizzle, if you will. Preemptive maneuver telling Watson, don't even think about it. Now inside of 15 minutes to go here. Jason Owens holding on to the 3rd position, basically running in no man's land. Running all by himself. I have to say, I'm fairly surprised at, quite frankly, just the lack of pace out of Owens. Is we have a battle for the race lead. Shire looked to the outside. Time for fuel and tire saving is done. Says Wes Shire is still not able to get the pass completed. Coming up on Simon Fell and James Watson. Those 2 cars running 9th and 10th. That is a battle for position. Bell clears out of the way. Next up on the list will be James Watson. The NRN Team Watson Racing at number 39 machine. A lot of front end damage in that early incident on lap number 3. This is about trying to secure some points tonight. And even those are coming in a tough way here as Watson runs in the 9th position. That's it up and out of the way through 3 and 4. Coming up next week for the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series, Lucas Oil Raceway Park. After we watch the Real World Indianapolis 500 this weekend, we'll get to see the PM-18s run their own little version of the Carbonite Classic. We'll do that for real this week at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Carolina Simworks, the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series will head there 1 week from tonight. Another battle for position shaping up here. This is Jake Querreri and Corey Cleary. Querreri down to the inside. He'll get the pass completed, pick up the 4th position away from Corey Cleary. These guys, a couple of laps down through the lead trio, Kevin Smalley and Wes Shire. Keep this fight up for good measure, though. Now Cleary able to completely clear the 311. Down inside of 10 minutes remaining here, round number 4, the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina Simwork. Only one caution flag. That occurring with the big one in turn 4 on lap number 3. Eliminating most of the field from contention. Started with James Curtis clipping his wheels to the inside lane. In fact, we'll show you the replay here as the battle for the lead has settled down. Here's the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay of that lap 3 incident. James Curtis looking inside of Jason Owens, a little bit of a slide. Everybody takes evasive action. I don't know how Kevin Smalley avoided that. But what an absolute mess that we saw early in the race tonight. Turns James Curtis, the big smooth move of the race. Up on Rick Cleary. 25 to shade another lap down. Pretty good pace shown tonight by Timothy Watson. Just not close enough to battle with the leaders as Wes Shire makes a little bit of a bob off in turn number 4. Late yellow here would change everything, as it would give Jason Owens a shot to get back up towards the front. He's running about 8 seconds back in a pretty obvious tire conservation mode, trying to save a little bit of that Cooper rubber for a potential late race battle here. But remember, these races are timed and will end under caution. Here comes Shire looking to the outside of Kevin Smalley for the race lead. Oh, they almost make contact. What a pass by Wes Shire. Gutsy move through turns 3 and 4 to the outside. Oh, there's a little bit of net code contact there between Timothy Watson and Kevin Smalley. I don't know how Smalley didn't go around there. That's the only issue with the lap cars running up at the front of the field with the leaders and running them this hard. Things like netcode are a very real issue here on the iRacing service. You hate to see a lap car take out one of the race leaders. Looks like Smalley is still running okay. Let's go to the cockpit view. Keep an eye on the steering wheel for Kevin Smalley. Nice and straight down the straightaways, a little bit right-hand low. That's going to be more setup dependent than anything else. Car looks pretty good. We have a new race leader inside of 10 minutes to go. Wes Shire going to be your Zone Garage hard charger of the race. Up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag. Rapidly approaching the 45-minute mark here. That'll be 5 minutes remaining. And after Shire came around Smalley, he absolutely has checked out. The lead is now 2 seconds. In fact, let's show you the intervals here. There is nobody close to each other battling for position on the racetrack. Wes Shire holding on to the race lead by now over 2.25 seconds and checking out on Kevin Smalley. Jason Owens runs in the 3rd position, 7.4 seconds back, but he is closing pretty quickly here on Kevin Smalley. Owens running in the 3rd position, the Extra Life Riley Children's Foundation, number 87. Was your points leader heading into tonight. And probably will see that points lead extend just a little bit as well. Running in the 4th position is Corey Cleary. He almost makes contact coming around Simon Fell. Big old tag slapper there out of turn number 4. Runs in the 5th position. He's made 2 pit stops tonight. Race leader Wes Shire going to come around to put him another lap down. These top 3 cars have just been incredibly dominant in terms of raw pace, but good run for Jake Guerreri, up 5 spots. Staring down the potential of bringing home a top 5 finish tonight, but he's going to have Timothy Watson, and this is a fight for position. Watson's going to try the pass. Off at turn number 4. He'll get the move completed. So the good run for Timothy Watson continues. Getting up into the 5th position. Guerreri now runs 6. Rick Cleary all alone on his lap. Number 160 here. Running in the 7th position. A lap behind, and again, a lap unto himself is Bill Walker in the 8th position. This show you Wes Shire, your race leader, as we get down to just a couple of minutes remaining. That Homestead Coffee number 16 has been pretty darn spectacular tonight. After missing the early race incident and getting himself up to the front of the field through the attrition of others, Shire has been insanely quick all night. The lead now over 4 seconds ahead of Kevin Smalley. Shire's in turn 1. Smalley just passed the start-finish line. Jason Owens running in the 3rd position, about 6 seconds back of Kevin Smalley. No real fights inside the top 3. In fact, no battles anywhere on the racetrack at this point. We're going to be down rapidly approaching 1 minute remaining here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Eighth place running Bill Walker going another lap down. Down to 30 seconds remaining here in round number 4 for the TNT PM-18 All-Oval Series presented by Carolina Simworks. Race leader Wes Shire will see the white flag next time by the start-finish line. 1 lap to go here at New Smyrna. And Shire has been dominant since grabbing the lead away from Kevin Smalley. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Wes Shire picks up the win at New Smyrna. Kevin Smalley going to come home in the 2nd position. Here's Jason Owens off at turn number 4. He will claim the final spot on tonight's podium. What a run tonight for Wes Shire as the fireworks go off outside of turn number 3. Patrick Furness, what did I miss? Oh, brother, did you miss a lot? The big one in turn number 4 early in the race took out most of the contenders. Shire going to burn it down right in victory lane on the front straightaway here at New Smyrna. And with a perfect park job, sticks it in victory lane. Let's kick off our victory lane interviews here with, let's pick up Jason Owens, our 3rd place finisher this evening. And Jason, the car was very, very good tonight, but all in all, it was maybe not as good as what Wes and Kevin may have had behind the wheel. Okay, looks like we can't hear Jason yet here. He may need to just hit the button.
I'm sorry, Chris. I just need to push the button. As I was saying, the car was perfect tonight. As the idiot behind the wheel, the same idiot that can't push the button, misplayed my fuel strat on the first run. Had to pit because I was running out and missed my window, and then had to fuel save. And then coming out of the pits, I left the pit limiter button on. So, I'd really robbed the viewers of a chance to see us all go up there and get it. But I want to congratulate Kevin and Wes. That's the best thing about this series is you got to be darn near perfect to get even a podium or a win. And those guys, I don't know, when you go talk to them, find out how they graduated valedictorian summa cum laude at the Scott Dixon School of Fuel Management, because that is an absolute brilliant drive from both of those guys.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see everybody come that late. We saw some of the cars that were closer to the front, Jake Corey Cleary, they stopped significantly before any of you guys did. And then Wes and Kevin just kept going. It was like, good Lord, when are these guys going to stop? What was going through your head, though, when you're coming out of turn number 4 and the spotter's telling you everybody wrecked behind you early in this race?
I was just worried that I had pinched James down. I don't know if you caught it on the broadcast, but I totally blew my line on cold tires in 3 and 4, stacked us all up, and then it looked like he may have just bobbled down on, maybe touched the apron. And I hate it because James, I think he got me at the end for fastest lap. And I feel like we were robbed of a 4-car battle up front.
Yeah, it looked like he just got a couple of tires down onto the apron. And, I mean, there was plenty of room there. It was not a big pinch. But he clipped the apron, and that was kind of all she wrote. He grabbed the brakes hard, and, man, the mess was on from there. So congratulations on another podium. It's a very big points night for you tonight. Who would you like to thank?
First off, I want to thank you, NRN TV, for putting on these broadcasts. Second, I want to thank all the competitors in this field. This is the largest number of laps we've ever completed in one of these deals. And to only have one caution at a bull ring like this, man, I don't know, but I may have to turn down my force feedback because I'm pretty darn wiped after that race. So, and then always Extra Life Riley Children's Hospital. Get out there and support your local Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Absolutely. Well done, brother. And enjoy the 500 this weekend as one of our native Hoosiers competing in the series.
Will do. Hopefully we don't see a fuel race on Sunday.
Yeah, really. That's about the last thing we want to see. But there you go. There's Jason Owens, your third place finisher. Let's pick up your runner up here, Kevin Smalley, and we'll drag him into the booth with us. And Kevin, it seemed like you were on a fuel save strategy. Jason wants to know, when did you graduate from the Scott Dixon School of Fuel Management?
I had a dog growing up named Dixie. She was a good dog. I don't know if that counts for anything.
Well, I tell you what, it was a very good run tonight. Were you in fuel save mode and just making it very difficult for Wes to get around you? Or?
I mean, yeah, I think I was more in make sure you're on the bottom every lap mode. So, I mean, I'm trying to, let's see, I can go back and look at my lap times. I think I was about 1/10.5 or 2/10 off what my pace could be. I figured there's only 2 ways that, well, until Wes showed me otherwise, though I think he was assisted by kind of the second thing I'm going to say here, but there's 2 ways to get by somebody: on the inside, or if the person in front of you overheats their tires a little bit. And I think that was a situation with Wes, but man, he was quick. So he might have just been it might have been a waiting game anyway. Certainly at that point, I backed off because lap traffic took a dive as well. I was talking with him in chat. I think he was frustrated with the way his race had gone. So he had a quick car. He was obviously keeping up with us, and I think wanted to maybe prove something to himself. So that sounds more negative than I mean it. But yeah. So then once I had that gap there, or I should say, once Wes had that gap immediately after the pass, I started backing off then as a tire save strategy. Because hey, if we get a yellow at some point, maybe I'll have one last ditch at him. But once I was a 2.5 back or whatever, and needed to get through a quick lap car that was only down there due to the early incident.
Yeah, we just showed the replay of the big one. How did you get through that? Because we just watched it and I could not begin to tell you how you squeeze that race car through that tiny of a gap. Okay, well, it looks like we may have lost Kevin here, but a fantastic run for the number 47 machine, a absolutely epic drive. And now we get to talk to the guy who has just as much experience in missing the big one. We showed the replay on board. Wes Shire, congratulations on the win. Once again, how did you miss the mess in turn 4?
Apparently crashing on both my qualifying laps and then getting a bad initial start puts me just far enough behind the mess to get through it. I just kind of went where it looked like there might not be anybody, and I got really lucky.
Yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic drive all the way around. It was pretty interesting to watch you and Kevin battling back and forth throughout the race here. We're going to pull the pass for the win up here for the viewers as well. Kevin was locked down on the inside. Did you assume you were going to have to go around him outside?
To some extent. I could have gotten him on the inside if he left the hole. But realistically, I did have my car set up for the high side pass, just knowing that this is a 2-groove track. It worked. I mean, I was halfway banking on just getting a really good run to the line, knowing that out of 4, it's a lot wider than out of 2. And most of that track stays there until past the start-finish line. So that was kind of my end game move. Keep that in mind for next season. But sometimes the opportunity just presents itself, and you just got to go for it.
Yeah, you just about on that pass for the win too. I mean, you did not have a lot of room.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. We were what, less than a tire width apart, me and Kevin, and then to the wall, I was pretty much the same distance. Yeah, that was certainly exciting from the driver's seat.
I was going to say, it was exciting to watch, and then you absolutely checked out. Congratulations on the win. It's a very, very big points night for you. Who would you like to thank?
Well, as always, got to thank Homestead Coffee keeping me awake and alert for this. And yeah, I needed all of that energy for tonight. That was a 2-cup night. And of course, got to thank Jason for putting this all on. And got to thank you for the broadcast and just overall, really, really, really fun race.
Yeah, it was after the big one. I was kind of expecting at some point, somebody's going to have a failure, a breakage, or something. We're going to get another yellow. How difficult was it to drive what amounted to a 45-minute green flag run?
In some ways, pretty bad. Not bad, but mentally taxing. Just from how close we were pretty much the entire time. I mean, really, once I caught up to that lead pack there, I mean, we were nose to tail for what, 75 laps pretty much?
Yeah.
And then after the pit stop, kind of had Timothy Watson right behind me, and man, he was quick. If he hadn't been a couple laps down, he would have been a real threat for the win. Really, I think dealing with him was probably almost harder in a way to manage, because I couldn't really back off far enough to get a good run on Kevin. Just because I kind of had Timothy there. It's like, okay, well, if I back off too much, could cause more issues than it's worth. So I just kind of had to wait, bide my time, and yeah, just kind of take the one chance that showed up.
Well, it was an absolutely fantastic drive tonight. Congratulations on a very big win and a big points night, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, I hope to see you again next week.
There you go, everybody. That's Wes Shire, your race winner this evening. As we come back and get you the scenic views here of New Smyrna Speedway. This place put on a fantastic show tonight for the Carolina SimWorks TNT All-Oval PM-18 Series. It's been a ton of fun to bring you a full night of racing. Coming up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, it's the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. We'll get to post up with guest announcements a little bit early in the day tomorrow. And Thursday night, I believe the only thing we have is the Indy Pro 2000 official series from the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. That place is absolutely incredible, and it's going to be a blast to get to shoot the PM18s there. And after that, we have Real World Racing from Linda Speedway on Friday night. That'll be a full night of micro sprint racing, and then we go quiet to enjoy the greatest weekend of racing the calendar offers us. And we're going to enjoy that party with you. So until tomorrow night in the High Side Hustle, for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Have a great night.